Hey everyone, this is Cindy, and I'm back at work on this 3-ring binder I started. And I was working on pages, and one of them, if you remember, if you watched that video, you saw how I kind of put things in piles. I have pile for pages, pile for possible decorations, possible pockets, and tags. And one of the things I was looking at was this printout, and I couldn't remember where I got it. So I went back and looked on my computer, and it was definitely from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And I'm sure it's on some of the freebies she offers, and I'm assuming it's on her website. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been to wherever I downloaded them from. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was a website. It could have been a Facebook page. I'm not sure. But anyway, those are from her, and I know they were the freebies. And then I thought, well, since I'm on my computer, what else do I have I might want to print out for pages? So I printed this one out from Artzology's Ladybug kit. So I'm going to cut that down and make it a page. And this one is also from the Ladybug kit. And I printed it on the paper that was for a half-fold greeting card. So I thought I'm going to have two smaller. I'm going to trim it out, and then I'll have two smaller pages, so I'll cut that too. So that way everything's not the same size. And then I found this file. I'm looking at my notes over here, make sure I get it right. And actually, this isn't the file. Let me get the file. I think it's right. I had trouble with my printer, so it took like 2 days. Okay, here's the actual file. There's 6 of these tags. Well, I want mine a little larger, but I thought I could still use these either in another project or the same project or as collage, you know, tear them up for collage. But I decided to print them larger, so I cropped them, you know, out and then enlarged them. And they are from a Facebook group called Junk Journal Addicts, and the lady that does it gives tons of freebies. So if you're not a member of that Facebook group, you must go check it out. Junk Journal Addicts. So that's from there. This I went ahead and print out, even though they're smaller than I really want for this larger journal. I thought we might could use it for something. And this is from Antique Papery. And this is a digital kit I purchased. So that's that. And here's where my printer went crazy. You know, just print a little bit, but hey, we can still use that. And this one I printed twice because, like I said, it was the printer going wacky. One's on copier paper and one is on semi-gloss photo paper, and you probably can tell the difference there a little bit. And this was from Junk Journal Addicts, again, a freebie on their Facebook site. And then this is that Antique Papery one. I just printed it much larger to make a page out of it. So those are some extra pages and things I'm going to work on. And then I have these, oops, which I think I showed, but I wasn't quite sure how I was going to put them in there. So I did an experiment, punched out the holes. You see the round holes. And I think I'm going to keep them in there just as a small page because it definitely can be journaled on. But I wanted to put hole reinforcers. So I actually found them for once. And I'm just going to get, oh, I already have some pink ones. Isn't that perfect? So I'm going to put these on and just a little work, and then I'll go on to the next thing. But I just thought I would turn a camera on while I'm working. And since these have the holes here, and I punched extra holes, I thought definitely need reinforcers. So put these on and get these pages ready to go in. And I was using my 3-hole punch, which is right here. And I think that one I put more to the top. So I'm going to do these two. I'm just going to punch them at the same time, more towards the bottom of the page. So these holes are further down. I'm hoping I can use up some of my stash in this journal. This has, somebody has circled and penciled that date or that quote. Just now noticed it. This was from a gardener's journal that I bought at an estate sale and just used pages out of it at different times. Yeah, I got a couple of comments, I think, on my other video about, wow, you know, they like the stuff I was putting in this one, and I talked about my stash, and I'm like, yeah, and that's only like a third of it. I've got enough for at least 1 or 2 more complete journals. So anyway, okay, I put these back in here. Those 3 pages are ready to go. And then Saturday, I was at Home Depot, and Dee emailed me and was telling me she was interested in the journal. So while I was there at Home Depot to buy paint for the floor of my garage. But while I was waiting, you know, for them to get it all ready, I was looking at paint chips. And I thought, you know, I'm buying 2 gallons of paint. I think I could take 2 paint chips. So what if they're not the ugly gray of my garage floor? You know, I might want to go back sometime and buy pink and green. So I got 2. And at first I thought I was going to put them in there as a page somehow. I thought, no, these make perfect tags. But I did think I would go and do some gesso on the back of these, just a little bit, so that there is journaling space on here. And also in the pages I just set aside for the journal, some of them was these magazine covers, and it had an address on it, so I'm gessoing over that as well. I've already started, it just needs an extra coat. So I thought, well, I'll just do all 3 of these projects at one time. So I don't know if that'd be enough or not. Let me put it on this one first. I could put paper over this, and I probably will, on the magazine. I just thought, well, if the paper ever came off, it doesn't matter too much anyway. I think it's an old address for this person, and they spelled the name wrong. But still, just to err on the side of caution. So yes, we've been painting, working on our garage. You know, that weekend project is on its 2nd week and getting close to starting a 3rd week. But at least we are at the painting stage. And I don't know, it's rough, especially when you're trying to do it in August. Last time we did it was July. You'd think we learned September or October, but it's just when it hits you, you know. You looked at the dirty garage long enough, you got to do something about it. So I've got little hairs from my paintbrush. I don't know. When I first bought gesso, and maybe I don't have the right kind, I just was not impressed. I thought it covers better than this. It seems like it's, and I guess it's not really supposed to cover, it's supposed to prepare the canvas, but I think acrylic paint works just as well, and it's a whole lot cheaper. I got those little brush fibers in there. So anyway, we will let this dry, and I will go back over it probably with another coat. So there's a couple of tags almost ready. I'm gonna put them way over here. And then this cover. Okay, and then one other thing I thought about was, okay, if I'm doing a floral journal, I've got to include some of this. So I picked out a page that had the pinks in it, so I'm going to get that ready. And it doesn't quite fit. Well, it might. Let me see. It's got to be close as far as the holes. Yep, I think I can get 3 holes in it. If not, we'll cover them up and repunch them. Oops, see, it's really close. So let me get my reinforcers out again. If I remember where I put them, here they are. Let's just reinforce that just a little bit. I think it's sturdier to have it in there with 3 holes, so I was just trying really hard. Okay, let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to do real quick? I had to make a list. I think that got it. Oh, no, I already changed my mind about something. Okay, I think that's it for now. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, I'm working on another project. I was digging through my stuff and found this little fold out thing, I guess you would call it. I had made, let me clear it off here, out of an index page to, I guess, one of the magazines, Fine Gardening magazines. I don't think it's a book. So anyway, I had stitched around it. I basically took the page, folded it on its side, folded it up, stitched it to make 3 pockets, and then rounded that corner. And I decided it's kind of flimsy, so I went and stitched around it again just now, and then I decided I'd decorate it. So I was trying out different things, and some of the stuff you may recognize from when I was going through the stash. Like this was the back of the calendar, and I cut out some of the pieces. And I think I'm going to cut out this rose here, the smaller one. I may or may not use it. My problem with these little folder things is I don't know how much to decorate and how much not to decorate. So it's like if you decorate one little bit, then you got to decorate this little bit, and next thing you know, the whole thing's all covered up. So that's part of my problem. I wasn't sure what's too much, what's not enough. So in that, yeah, it's okay. It's not that great. But let me show you what I did find for the front. This was a picture I'd shown when I was going through the stash. It's almost a perfect fit, and it was from, I think, a Walmart sale circular. So I think I'm going to Mod Podge it on. Got it here somewhere. And I got some little napkins I'm going to do on the inside as well. So try to get that done. And I got a big pile of stuff here, so let me just move it as best I can out of the way. And I got this little thing I want to try putting it in, even though there's some paper in it. Thinking maybe eventually that paper will get dissolved out. So anyway, let's see how close I am to being on frame. All right, we're going to attempt to do this front and the inside. I'm going to find my parchment paper. Maybe. Yes, here's the sheet. So we'll have that ready. So try not to get too messy and it won't be a big problem. Okay, the edges. And I don't mind leaving some of that index page showing because I like people knowing what it started out being. So I didn't get that real sticky, so I think we're good. But I'm going to fold this in half, turn it over, and we'll go ahead and flip that over like that so it won't stick to anything. And here is the napkin pieces I got. Decided to put them at the top since that way they won't be very thick and interfere with any tags that go in here. And I believe I showed this napkin as part of the stash too, and I have no idea where I got it. Threw the packaging away long ago, so that's just as good as it gets. It could have very easily have been, and it probably was, Dollar Tree. So, okay, that's got that. Put my lid on. Oops. And it's going to curl a little bit, but we'll try to anchor it down a little bit. I cut out these little pieces from the calendar, and I was placing them here. And then I thought, well, I got some little pieces of lace we can put on them. So that one I want to trim up a little bit. Got too many raw threads hanging. This is just from some shirt or blouse or something. I got it Goodwill or Salvation Army, and I just took the lace appliques off and then cut it in bits and pieces. So I want to make sure I get that going right side up because it looks like a pot. So I mean, it's kind of subtle. You can still see a lot of the, can you even see it in the camera? Okay, yeah. You can still see it in the background of the index, because it says things like, boy, can I pronounce any of it? Lot of, what do you call it? Latin names. Grasses, golden Japanese forest grass, gladiolas. Okay, so it is definitely from the magazine. So it's fun being able to read that. So I'm thinking I'll just go ahead and glue this down, and I need something for the back because I'm going to glue the middle of it under the page, I think. So anyway, I'm going to glue these 6 things down, and then we'll go on to the next project. And I'll show you what this is like when it's all dry. Ugh, this is gluey, and I've been using it for a couple of days. Okay. I have a bin over here beside me on the left with just little bits and pieces of laces and fabrics and things I'm grabbing out of. That really blends in, and I don't care. I thought about inking it, but I didn't really want to. I like it blending in because I like the green. Green and pink. Can't go wrong. Okay, get the ink off my hands. Yeah, I was going to start working on the pages in the journal, and I went to get this kit thing I'll show you guys sometime, and just the different things I might use, and I got sidetracked by finding this little folder. So, okay. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry, and I will show you what it looks like when I'm done, and I'm going to move on to the next project. So thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, just an update. Here is this. It's pretty much dry. There's a little bit of dampness about it, but there's the front. And I had some of this gold modeling stencil paste that I got at Hobby Lobby, I'm sure. I just ran some along my edges. Not sure if that helped anything or not. It kind of helps define the top of the pocket versus the back of the folder. So anyway, there's the napkins on the top, and you can see the writing through, which I like. And then the bottom is just the pieces from that calendar, and then a little bit of bits and pieces of lace applique. I was getting ready to do the back, and I decided, well, I'll go ahead and turn the camera back on. So I just had this little strip of leftover eyelet fabric, and I'm just going to glue that down, and I have another one of the calendar pages, just going to glue it there with it, and we'll just call that done. Not 100% sold on this little folder, but maybe it'll grow on me. One thing about it, if you don't like it, it's a junk journal, you just rip it out and cover it up with something else. So let me just put some glue on this. About to the end of this glue. Sit down here. Don't know if I'm getting much out or not. It's hard to see. Kind of got my sewing machine in the way here. There we go. Just gonna glue this. Yep, I started saying I could make it a tuck or something, but I don't think I will. So I'm just going to glue the back of this onto the page, and it can be opened up, and items can be fit inside. Now, this cover, I told you I was covering up the address with gesso. I just got this little scrap of paper that was yellow, and I just did some fussy cutting on the, no, I always say that. It's not fussy cutting. It's messy stitching. It's the opposite of fussy cutting. And I'm just going to glue it over there so that way it doesn't look like just a white blot there on the cover. So it makes a pretty neat little spot to journal on. So anyway, that is what I'm working on right now. So I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Okay guys, I'm starting to work on some of the pages now, and I was going to put a fabric ruffle on at least one, and I thought, oh my gosh, yes, look at this pink polka dotted fabric on this Artsology page. That is gorgeous as far as I'm concerned, if I can say so myself. I think that is a success. I debated about whether to change the thread. I have this green thread in, but I think it works fine, especially since there's a lot of green on the page. Then I just flipped the page, and this was the next one up. So I thought, you know, I'm going to put some of this, I've already cut a piece, this lace behind it, like sew it behind it like that. There we go. So I'm going to attempt to do that on camera, and I think I'm still going to keep the green thread. I'm trying to think and do something at the same time, and talk at the same time. Three things. Well, it doesn't work. I was thinking I'm going to put a little bit of glue to hold it in place, make it easier to sew. So just a little bit of dab of glue down through there. And I'm going to do a straight stitch. And I already cut the thread, the lace. Let's see. Get that lined up. Oh, I think that's going to be gorgeous too. Oh, that's beautiful, that page. And this was from that website, no, Facebook site, Junk Journal Addicts. Okay, I'm going to attempt to sew this on camera. I'm thinking maybe I should change that thread. Nope, we're not going to. We're just going to keep going. Okay, here we go. I'm going to have to get stuff out of the way behind my sewing machine. Okay, there it is. Turn it kind of sideways. Oh, I think that's really going to be pretty. Ah, love it. Trim that off. And this page is done. So I'm going on to the next, and I'll let you guys know what I'm doing. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. I'm back again doing some more work. I had this bag in my stash that was made from some tracing paper that I put a napkin on. So I thought I'd put it on the back of this pocket that's made out of wallpaper and cardstock. I think it'd be fine there, even though that's a pocket. I think it would be fine. So I took my emery board and just roughed this up just a little bit, because I wasn't sure how this tracing paper was going to glue down. So we're going to try it. We'll test it out and see. So I did that, and I also took one of these cupcake holders that I've ironed flat and put it on some cardstock, and I'm just going to stitch around it and make a little tuck spot out of that. I'm going to glue this whole thing down. I'm not going to make a pocket behind it because it's kind of not real sturdy. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to see about cutting out a little notch. I'm looking for my circle punch. I should have done this before I glued this together, but it's been a while ago. See if that's pretty centered. Just a little bitty notch. Actually, I'm going to take just a little bit larger one. It's kind of hard to see that one. There we go. Okay, I'm going to glue that down. I'm just going through these pages, and I don't have them in order yet. I'm just going through and seeing what kind of sparks my brain working on them. And also, I went through the other day and just, you know, picked things that might be decorations, might be pockets, that sort of thing. And I'm gutted over here to the left, so I'm just trying to find places for some of those items. And this bag was one of them. So just let that dry, and then I've got this. It's going to be like a corner tuck. So I've got this big blank space here, but I'm not sure yet. So I'll just keep flipping through here. So there's a side thing. That would be a pretty good place for journaling. I know the person that said that wants this said she wanted it to be a combination like Smashbook and journaling. So I'm thinking, you know, the smashing part can be like on the decorative pages and like on pages like this that aren't necessarily the prettiest, and maybe these, or on like these sort of pages. Of course, that's a good journaling spot too, and would make, you know, the journaling aspect of it would be pockets and tucks and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. So let me stitch around this, and I will show you where I place it next time I talk to you guys. So thanks for watching. Bye.